7.
I was at the press site, and I was right underneath the United States flag and the Artemis flag.
3.
The weather was perfect.
Booster ignition.
Being there and seeing the rocket take off.
And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon.
And hearing the sound and then the vibration.
Good roll pitch.
As you're watching these people go on this amazing journey.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
I'm living vicariously through them.
Integrity, AMT high.
It was the best launch, and I went to space on a rocket.
Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance before midnight.
I was born on the island of Guam because my dad was working at the NASA tracking station during the Apollo missions.
I think we need to do a little more all-weather testing.
I was born 8.5 months after Neil Armstrong stepped foot on the moon. It brings me back to that child when I wanted to go to space. My family was on Guam from 1966 to 1970. We were there for Apollo 8.
God bless all of you on the good earth.
Apollo 11,
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
up through Apollo 13.
Houston, we've had Apollo. Request you pass to Apollo.
It just captured the hearts and imagination of the entire world.
13, you copy.
What Apollo was for my dad, Artemis is for this next generation. We are sending humans back to the moon because exploration is what humans do. The next generation who can potentially be future moonwalkers. And when I look at the Artemis 2 crew, you're sending the first woman to the moon, you're sending the first person of color to the moon. It's an international crew. And what I love about it is that they're a crew that isn't afraid to show emotion.
It's a bright spot on the moon.
There was this beautiful moment. They named a crater Carol
Call it Carol.
after Reed's wife who passed away.
RROLL.
And they all came together, and you could see that they had tears in their eyes as they hugged each other in space during that moment.
Integrity and Carol Crater, loud and clear. Thank you.
That, to me, shows you this new generation of astronauts.
There was a moment of silence here in Mission Control Houston. And now the team and the Artemis 2 crew are ready to begin their lunar flyby.
This isn't a repeat of Apollo 8. This is new. It's taken over 50 years to go back to the moon because after the Apollo program, we really concentrated on low Earth orbit. We moved to a shuttle, we moved to creating the International Space Station, and we've had humans living in space for over 20 years continuously because of that effort. Now we're going back to the moon, but a lot of people like my dad who worked during that era to put the first humans on the moon have passed away. That technology is old, and we've advanced so much that we actually need to basically reinvent the wheel. We have to look at a new way to do it with new technology and with new people. You can't take 1970s technology and use it now in 2026. It just doesn't work because we've advanced so far. But how do we do it again with new technology, new individuals, and new resources, and do it not just to go and visit, but to stay? We know that when we solve for space, we're solving for Earth. So as we push humanity to the moon and onto Mars and beyond, we have to figure out, how do we go to stay? What's the best water recycling system? What's the best energy? What's the best habitats to, shield from radiation? How do you create new communication systems? These are things that don't exist now that we get to imagine and create in order for humans to go there and survive, not just survive, but thrive. The goal of the Artemis program is to create a sustained habitat on the moon and then to move from there to Mars. And so we're going to learn so much by doing that. As the astronauts are going around the moon, they're actually conducting science. They're looking at the geology of the moon. They're looking at features and shadows and really trying to describe what they're seeing, not back to just mission control, but to actual scientists. They're taking high-resolution images and video so that we can really understand the geology of the moon before we go there again. With humans and the human eye, the way we perceive light and shadow and color and all of that is just different than what you pick up on a film. We are in the moment, we're making assessments that a camera or a robot might miss. You can hear them talking about the science in real time, and you can feel their excitement, you can feel their discovery.
Naked eye, still primarily seeing whites, grays. Maybe I can convince myself on the far side there's some just hues of brown, very light, very, very faint. It's magnificent. I got a picture of it with the wide lens. Such a majestic view out here.
That's beautiful, Reed. Thanks for bringing us all up there with you.
That photo of Earth's set that you took, it's already transformed the way we see our planet. Thank you for that. It's a gift to humanity.
We call amazing things that humans do moonshots for a reason, because this brought us together and showed us what we can do when we not just putting our differences aside, when we bring our differences together and use all the strengths to accomplish something great. And so this mission will give us one of those that we all can remember and hold on to for the rest of our days.
When the crew splashes down and the mission is complete, I remember it for me when we splashed down and you kind of bob there as you're waiting to be picked up. You're just so happy that you've done it and it was successful. And I know in that moment for them, I just would say, thank you. Thank you for going and doing this for all of humanity.